Merry Christmas. Your missus got me on a wish list. More side dishes than the 7 fishes. She'll be home alone with me this Christmas.
Dudes hate it when I show up like I'm Cousin Eddie. They just stare in disbelief like when the septic's emptied. And I brought the family, we came to eat. Fighting with your girl cause she saved the neck for me. They go for steam, $1 billion team. Walking in the Rizzler Wonderland, causing a scene on fire. Passing you like Lightning McQueen. All you see is dusty roads like the American dream. I ain't Saint Nick, but they lining up to take a pic. I'm with the Riz and you know he's coming for your chick. We just gotta tell these haters that I'm sorry. God, I'm saltier than old man Marley.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Your missus got me on a wish list. More side dishes than the 7 fishes. She'll be home alone with me this Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Your missus got me on a wish list. More side dishes than the 7 fishes. She'll be home alone with me this Christmas.
It's like the Polar Express, the way my name ring bells. I got checked out more than people in hotels. Rizzy, baby, all I gotta do is flex a jaw, and I can steal her, like Terry Bradshaw. I guess I'm the Grinch, the way you dudes feel. I never heard of you, that's why you live in Whoville? Swag Santa, Bad Grabber, Black Panther. What kind of verse do you kill?
Funny about
Savage hits this
in the
tall.
background, it's Hook.
On point like I'm Chris
It's
Paul.
Hook. And
More buzz than
then
a
he's getting
missed call.
parked on by
Light
some
up the
fucking
block.
broad.
Call me
My
Glock,
t-shirt
Riz
money
Law.
is now in the ass
Merry
packet.
Christmas, Merry Christmas.
So thanks, Hook.
Your missus got me
But,
on a wish list.
I don't
More
understand.
side dishes than the 7
But Jesus
fishes.
Christ, this
She'll
is the
be home
greatest
alone with
fucking thing
me
I've ever
this
seen.
Christmas.
Flip it.
Merry Christmas, Merry
But,
Christmas.
But hey, it
Your
worked
missus
out.
got me
I hope,
on a
I hope,
wish
I
list.
actually do hope
More
I
side
get to see
dishes
that. I
than the
would love to
7
see the American
fishes.
brand
She'll be home
on
alone with
Hulu.
me
That was
this
some email on
Christmas.
John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only
That's-
Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great, but
So follow a simp account.
okay, okay. But here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
We
easy
actually
networking.
follow
You got.
a simp account.
It was a business decision.
It's
to
a
follow
business.
the
It's a business. You
wrestling
have to
simp,
follow these
okay?
people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stands. And,
I know, but, like,
when you
shit,
get big, you
I-
get rid of them. You
I
get
fo-
rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is pro wrestling
I
simp,
don't
and
look
I'm
at
like,
that.
what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't
It
look
was
at that
a
stuff.
business decision.
It's a business
okay?
decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens. This is-
Go by. Yeah, well, we got go so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
One prettier.
This guy just say
I'll
fucking
I'll switch.
forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
You
Yes, I
did.
did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next
Poggers.
up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. For weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why? Why?
Why do people happy?
Keck.
Keck W, LOL W,
Oh.
XQCL.
All right. The acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
No,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking
God,
bits.
Fuck damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But
He posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says justice on it. and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm. Please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in his drug neck, by the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you.
Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it. Oh,
but
actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you're fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. This is fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
So follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we actually
networking.
follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't
It was
look
a
at that
business
stuff.
decision.
It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens. This is
Yeah, well, Libri got fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unpretty.
This guy just say
I'll take
fucking
kill switch.
forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
You
Yes, I
did.
did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next
Poggers.
up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. For weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick.
Why? Why?
Why do people happy?
Keck.
Tech W, LOL W,
Oh.
XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
Yo,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way. Poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking bits.
Fuck. Damn it. Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But
He posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says justice on it. and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in a drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit. And then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't but Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it. Oh,
but
actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season, actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. I'm trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
so follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we actually networking. Follow
you got
simp account. It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It is time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. I am the Outlaw here, joined by my panel of co-hosts. We have Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and down below, the Goon Christian. A lot to cover today. I just want to get into my brief experience over Collision, because I attended Collision this past Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was a fun show. Fuck the organizers for kind of messing around with ticket times, because Ticketmaster's bag policy and Ticketmaster themselves have two different times of opening the doors when the doors were supposed to be open. On their bag policy form, they have 5:30 doors open. So people started lining up around 4 o'clock, expecting to get in at 5:30. Turns out we don't get in until 6:30. And right now in North Carolina, we are experiencing a major cold front. So being outside for about 2 to 3 plus hours fucking sucked.
I feel your pain, because I had to do that this past Saturday because it was a friend's birthday plans. The restaurant we were going to didn't take reservations. They originally said 12:30. Somebody else said, since they don't take reservations, we should probably get there like 11:40 to 12ish. I get there 11:37. First person shows up at 12:31, and the line literally went from the street corner that the restaurant was on to the other corner.
But yeah, the line was crazy to get in, but thankfully I was second in line. I lined up early thinking 5:30, because smart. Get out of your car an hour early, just wait in line for the hour, you'll get in. Nope. I was second in line at least though. Got in. Good show. ROH was fun. It is very weird that ROH doesn't do live commentary anymore. It's just it's commentary
They haven't done it in a while.
in post, but it's just very off-putting because they legit set up the announce table to have the ROH thing on like the table cover, but no one just sits there.
Yeah, that's
the
very
Rock and Roll
weird.
Express was there. They took photos for free with fans. I
Nice.
didn't do that because I just want to get my merch. Sit the fuck down. But I did say, hey, because I told my dad just to wait off and wait at the seats. I should have told him to come with me because he could have got a picture with them. Because I now feel bad about that. But I did get to shake their hand, say, hey, thanks for what you did for the business. It is much appreciated. So there's that. Merch was pretty sparse, was also very expensive. And they need to open up the hard cam sides. Maybe not hard cam in general, but like the left and right of hard cam should have been opened up a lot more than what they did. Once again, that's just me, because last time I was here was in 2021 when this company was the hottest, and that was when they announced CM Punk's debut. That was when Nick Gage was there to fight Chris Jericho. So the company was at its hottest, but I think if they opened up more tickets for at least the left and right, they probably would have had a decent crowd size versus the 2,000 that they had. So there's that, but other than my experiences at Collision, it was fun. There was a lovely chant of Fozzy sucks at the end of the show.
What did people have against Fozzy?
Because Jericho was complaining about the Rock and Roll Express and how all this stuff, and how Jericho hates rock and roll. And everyone then proceeds to chant Fozzy sucks at him, and that was really funny. I joined in on that.
That was a work, right?
It's Jericho. Because he's referencing the Rock and Roll Express, really.
Yeah, it's a work. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
No, because I'm just very confused because like he literally tries.
I know that's a work
to keep both of them separate.
But everyone.
Trust me. I saw him in concert once. We chanted Y2J before the show, and he was legitimately pissed backstage.
But yeah, people chanted Fozzy sucks and that was fun. ROH was fun. Got to see Harley Cameron wrestle. That was pretty fun too. So other than that, let's dive into some actual news. First things first, WWE 2K25 has its press release stuff, screenshots, and cover. This is the first year I'm going to opt out of buying this game. I'm fucking tired of it at this point.
I opted out in fucking 2017.
I opted out after WWE 13.
That
was as good as it was gonna get.
I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale around like summertime when Steam has its like 30% off sale.
Those games were fun when I was a kid. Now it's just I don't know. There's no reason to play it. This is zero.
Yeah, it's kind of the same exact game year after year.
No reason to play it.
The only fun pro wrestling game I own now is Fire Pro Wrestling, because there I could put on like Tokyo Dome level matches.
The greatest wrestling game ever made, and I will stand on this, was WWE Superstars. The one where they're all
Yes.
fucking jacked up, and they were all
That-
fucking doing
that's
the moves.
fun,
They were
too.
flying fucking 10 million feet in the fucking air to do a goddamn leg drop. I'm like, that was the greatest fucking wrestling game I've ever played. Like, that was the best.
I like Fire Pro Wrestling because of the
Wrestling
fact.
games should, like, there should be simulation wrestling games, but there should be wrestling games that are just complete fucking batshit insane.
Oh, that's how
And-
Fire Pro is. Like you can like I
I know. I've seen Fire Pro. But not to the length of WWE.
if you put mods
Superstars.
in it, you can make shit
Yeah,
go
well, I'm not-
fucking
yeah.
wild.
Yeah, honestly, I'm the base game. No fucking extra shit needed. No mods, no nothing. Just give me the fucking game out the box and we go and fucking play it.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I feel like that's just a problem with every like sports related video game these days.
No,
They try
because,
and
yeah,
make it
'cause nobody
too
wants something
realistic,
different.
and it doesn't translate to fun gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's got a crazy gimmick. That's why the only sports games I play are Mario ones, because they're actually fucking entertaining. So,
Yeah, they
But
They are.
yeah, but so other news.
I'll never fucking play MLB The Show. I'm playing Super Sluggers. Fuck
Oh,
it.
First, MVP Baseball 2005. Not only
NFL
GOAT
Blitz?
baseball game, one of the best ever.
If they made
And
a Mario
NHL
football,
hits.
if they made a Mario football game, I would actually probably go. Play.
I would like
Wait, a Mario football game?
Yeah.
Don't they have one?
No, that's soccer.
No.
No, they have a
Or is
rugby
it?
mini- they have a
Wait, or is it
rugby
one of
mini-
those like Disney sports football? Is that the
There's-
one I'm
there's no-
referencing?
listen, I'm the biggest Mario fuck there is. There's no Mario football game. They were actually gonna make one, but then it actually got turned into a pro wrestling game. Funnily enough, there's actually, if this is a side note, but if people want to go look into this, there is concept art and animations for a Mario wrestling game that was gonna be a Mario football game, but then it got turned into Mario Strikers Charged. That's why that game is so violent for Mario standards. Like how everyone they're all wearing armor and they're getting electrocuted and all that shit. That's what that game turned into. It was originally supposed to be a Mario wrestling game. I would love if they fucking went back to that. But the
just
state of Mario sports games right now are kind of dog shit.
Just bring back
was mixing that
NFL
up.
Blitz. NFL Blitz in a modern day would go fucking crazy.
I've actually never played that.
I played NFL Blitz my first time back in Suffolk County Community College. In the game
something's
room
got-
on a GameCube. So much fun.
All I'm saying.
Oh shit, my internet's dying. Hold on. Hold on.
Really fun.
Right now.
Is Discord crashing, I guess? Is this what's happening? Oh, this is fun. Oh,
Oh, it's back. It's back.
okay.
There it is.
Discord legit was
back.
fucking killing itself for a moment.
Funny enough,
Yeah,
my
but,
internet went out in the middle of a Zoom call yesterday, and then 2 minutes later it was fine. I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's back.
So, the reason why I was fine on my end, Christian, is because I guess just Discord is
Well, no, I think everybody was. Yeah, no, I think everybody was fine on their own end. It's just
Discord is being
like 'cause on
Discord.
the stream it was like on the stream like we were both fucked up, but on my Discord you guys were both fucked up. So I think
Yeah,
it was just everybody.
yeah. I guess it was just Discord being Discord again. So yeah, we had some New Japan shows this past
Yep.
weekend.
Yeah, we had some
Amazing
major,
shows.
Major shit. Major shit. I mean, obviously, this is New Japan's WrestleMania, all in type deal. Wrestle Kingdom 19 in the Tokyo Dome. This was one of the more, I would say, I mean, it was a good show. It was a very good show. I really
Mhm.
enjoyed it, but it was the least
probably big Wrestle Kingdom in a long time, but that's not really the fault of New Japan, kinda, because of how much departure they had. And this is the first time in over a decade they've had um, a main event with two guys main eventing the Tokyo Dome for the first time, and the first time that in probably the last decade where at least Okada, Tanahashi, Kenny Omega, Jay White, Kota Ibushi, Tetsuya Naito, or Will Ospreay wasn't in the main event. Because they will that for the last 10 years, it's been a mix of those guys. But yeah, the show itself was good. It started off with the New Japan Rambo, which determined the IWGP Heavyweight Title #1 contender, which that was won by Hiroki Goto. There was a ladder match. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team ladder match. The Ichiban Sweet Boys won that of TMDK, Kosei Fujita, and Rabbit Eagles. There was a great little 8-minute, one of the best 9-minute matches I've ever seen for the IWGP Women's Title. Mayu Iwatani versus Azumi. Mayu beat Azumi. There was a great moment that I wanted to highlight. El Phantasmo won his first singles title in New Japan, the New Japan World Television title, and this is his first match back since he beat cancer. So shout out to LP for doing that. That was pretty good to see. Evil lost to Tanahashi, then Shibata showed up after. Konosuke Takeshita, and this one actually is very big. Konosuke Takeshita with Don was with him. He defeated Shingo Takagi for the never openweight title, and now Takeshita is now the he is now the never openweight champion. He's also the AEW International champion, and he has also signed a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's officially a New Japan contracted talent. I've never seen this.
He has 3 contracts.
Like I've seen people have contracts with working clauses for other companies, but he has 3 separate contracts for 3 separate companies. He is contracted to AEW, New Japan, and DDT.
Man, before we had
That's
Cutler,
crazy.
like
We had
Brennan
2 contract Cutler.
Now it's 3 contract Takeshita.
That was 2 contracts for the same company. This guy's working fucking 3 different companies. This guy's got a foot in a lot of doors. But yeah, that was cool to see. He would go on to wrestle the next night. Then we had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title match, which sadly this went only about 5 minutes because Doki did a senton bomb to the floor onto El Desperado, and he dislocated his elbow. You could see it. It was immediate. You knew exactly what was going on. They rung the bell right away. It was really sad because this was the biggest match of Doki's career. He was walking in the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champ. He had an unbelievable entrance. But yeah, about 5 minutes in, a move I've seen him do thousands of times. He dislocated his elbow on the move, and they had to end the match, which was terrible. But he'll be back. It's not as bad as if he broke it. But get well soon, Doki. Then we had Yota Tsuji versus David Finlay, which was a great match for the global title. Yota Tsuji defeated Finlay. Then we had finally, after 5 years of waiting, Tetsuya Naito versus Hiromu Takahashi, which this match was supposed to happen 5 years ago until the pandemic killed it. And I have no earthly idea why they waited this long to do it, but it really wasn't that great because it was cool to see them in the ring together, but Naito is just... It's almost like what we were saying about Jeff Hardy. He's like, he doesn't have anything left to give, and his body is failing him. It's just sad to watch. Naito... they even said on commentary he had his 3rd eye surgery, which you're only allowed to get a max of 3 surgeries on this certain part of your eye. So Naito, he maxed out the surgeries for his eye. So what he did was he was having double vision. So the only time he could see straight is if he shook his head. So what he did was he got another surgery on his opposite eye to make that eye worse.
Oh,
So Jesus fucking Christ.
So he wouldn't have the double vision anymore, so everything would be more stable. That's how fucked up Naito is. And his knees are shot, his shoulders are fucked, his back's fucked, his neck is fucked. Naito is just, he's just beaten and battered. But he did pick up the victory over Hiromu. But then it went to the main event, IWGP World Heavyweight Title match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shota Umino. This match went 44 minutes. It was almost the longest Wrestle Kingdom main event ever. It's not. The longest ever was 48 minutes a couple years ago. It was Jay White versus Kota Ibushi, which that was an excellent match. But this one was a good match. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the storytelling. Like this little teasing of Shota Umino going heel. He threw his father. He pushed his father when he tried to break up a thing because obviously his father, Red Shoes, is the referee. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest Wrestle Kingdom main event you're going to see, but Zack looked great, obviously. Zack ended up beating Shota Umino with a Zack driver. And that ended Wrestle Kingdom. And then the next night, we had Wrestle Dynasty, which was basically the Forbidden Door type show with CMLL, New Japan, and Stardom, and AEW, and Ring of Honor. And then there was a four-way International Women's Cup, which was what those tournament matches were on AEW. It was Athena versus Persephone versus Willow Nightingale versus Momo Watanabe. When Momo Watanabe won, she actually, interestingly enough, because she hasn't been pinned in 2 years, Athena was the one who took the losing fall in this match because she got slashed. She got fucking hit upside the head with, this was stiff. She got hit upside the head with a metal baseball bat after hitting one of the most beautiful O faces I've ever seen her do. But then Momo Watanabe ended up picking up the victory and pinning her. That's probably going to set up because Athena stayed in Japan. She's going to be wrestling Thekla in Stardom. And that Thekla, I'm going to put it on record. She's going to be in WWE or AEW within the next 2 years. She's the next big one at Stardom. She's Austrian, which is the same as Gunther. So just watch out for her name. But Momo Watanabe is probably going to end up wrestling Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's title over here. So that's why they did that. Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes beat the House of Torture in a good match. There was a Lucha Gauntlet match, which Taiji Ishimori won. Hechicero was in it.
I heard everyone ganged up on...
Casino Gauntlet.
Everyone ganged up on Despy.
Yeah, so the last entrant was El Desperado, and the entire field ganged up on him, basically hit their finishes on him, and then Taiji Ishimori just rolled him up and won while he threw everybody else out, which was actually kind of funny. Which it makes sense because, I mean, this guy just won the title. Why wouldn't you want to beat him up? And then we had Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Shibata in an impromptu match.
A 5-minute match.
It was a 5-minute grappling exhibition because New Japan won't let Shibata have a normal match because they're too scared of him getting hurt again. Meanwhile, Tanahashi gave him a headbutt in this match, and he's the president of the fucking company. And that's what hurt Shibata in the first place. Then we had the New Japan Strong Women's title and Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight Women's title between Mercedes Moné and Mina Shirakawa. This was an excellent match, went about 15 minutes. Mercedes beat Mina to become basically Mercedes 4 belts because there's the 2 belts. The Rev Pro title are unified, so it's 2 belts. So she has the TBS, the Rev Pro, which is 2 belts, and then the Strong Women's Championship. So Mercedes now has 4 belts. Mina said they're gonna go again. Then we have David Finlay versus Brody King.
Great match.
David ended up beating Brody, but it was an excellent match. Brody took most of the match. We had Shota Umino versus Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio beat him up before the bell rung, but Shota ended up beating him in the end. With Shota's impending heel turn, he's probably going to end up doing stuff with the Death Riders eventually.
I mentioned this in the group chat. The fact that this is Claudio's first ever Tokyo Dome match is fucking criminal.
Yeah,
he definitely I said I mentioned that maybe if he stayed in ROH or Chikara a little bit longer, he definitely would have had a match at Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we
left,
they were
kind of like in a battle royal.
Well, yeah, like by the time Ring of Honor and New Japan started working together, he would already have been in WWE for about 3 years. So he probably would have had to wait a little bit before going to WWE to have that. But that working relationship really started. New Japan had a working relationship with TNA before they ever did Ring of Honor.
I know that, but it's like I think if he would have waited out, like just a little bit longer, hanging out in the Indies,
probably about 3 years. About 3 years.
But even still, like he probably would have got picked up somewhere down the line.
Yeah. I was the only reason I'm saying is that 3 years, because at that time they weren't even investing in a lot of foreigners. New Japan was, that is, like there really wasn't a lot of foreign talent coming in regularly, unless they were coming in through the system, like the dojo system. But anyway, just keeping going with this. The AEW International Title match. This was an excellent match. Konosuke Takeshita versus Tomohiro Ishii. Takeshita retained the international title in a fucking great match. Great match. Then after we had a three-way IWGP Tag Title match between Los Ingobernables de Japón, United Empire, and the Young Bucks. And this was also a very, very, really good match. And the Young Bucks won the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team title.
Fucking somehow.
I was shocked. I'm like, okay. I'm not complaining, because I think that's gonna be. That means the Bucks are probably gonna work New Japan again, which I'm not complaining about. But it was cool to see them in the dome again, in the New Japan ring. Like that just brought me back. Then after we had Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry for the Global Heavyweight title. Good stuff. Just a solid match. The pattern here was up until like the main event matches. All the matches were like at least 13, 14 minutes. Like none really even got to 15. They were all very paced accordingly until we got to this match, which was a match of the year contender, one of the greatest matches in Tokyo.
And we're
Dome
only
history.
like 5 days in.
Well, you got to know that when
4 at that point.
When the Tokyo Dome shows come around, you know you're gonna get a couple classics. But we had the return of Kenny Omega after a year-long injury hiatus versus Gabe Kidd, and this match was absolutely fucking phenomenal. The fact that something has to top this match this year is going to be hard to do. But this was unbelievable. This was the greatest return match of any wrestler I've ever seen in my life. Kenny looked like he fucking wrestled the day before. Like, it's like if you watch this match, you wouldn't even know this guy was gone a year. The match was so fucking good that Hiroshi Tanahashi, who was on commentary for the match, on Japanese commentary, he was crying after the match. This guy was in fucking tears after this goddamn match. In tears he was. I've never seen... Gabe Kidd, you gotta give your hat... Gabe Kidd has been one of the fastest rising stars in New Japan, one of the best guys in New Japan over the last year. I mean, as a heel with the War Dog stuff, he's a completely fucking manic insane. But the storyline going into this match was that this guy, who used to be the biggest foreign gaijin in the company, in Kenny Omega, one of the most beloved Japanese wrestlers of all time, who wasn't even a native Japanese guy, he left. He took his ball and he fucking left and started up a new thing. But Gabe Kidd, he's here. He came up through the dojo system. He was a young lion. He is a son of fighting spirit. He is born and bred New Japan. Even though he's an asshole, even though he spits on the traditions and he spits on Tanahashi, the president, he curses out fans, he disrespects and he cheats. But he's full-bred in New Japan, and he wants to put a stop to this shit because he feels like New Japan is being taken advantage of. And that was the storyline built into this match. And this crowd was so invested on Gabe Kidd that they were booing Kenny and cheering Gabe Kidd. That's how fucking phenomenal Gabe did with this entire storyline. This match, it was bloody, it was violent. The pacing and the timing and just how great the story was told in this match was just something to behold. You have to go watch this match. If you watch any match from these Tokyo Dome shows, if you watch one, it has to be this one. One about 32 minutes. Fucking complete cinema. Kenny Omega is the GOAT. What Kenny Omega does to people with his matches it's nothing short of amazing. His new entrance theme is incredible. It's made by the composer of Final Fantasy 14, and the voice in the beginning is of Nobuo Uematsu, which is the composer of Final Fantasy 7 and all the Final Fantasy 7 music, which in my opinion is the greatest soundtrack in the history of video games, probably in the history of the world. Nobuo Uematsu is the GOAT of video game composition. But the match was just unbelievable. The most beautiful moment at the end, when Tanahashi's sobbing, staring at Gabe Kidd, and Gabe Kidd is staring at Tanahashi, shaking his head like yes, like
this guy just found his new top guy. It was just incredible, incredible.
Oh
But that
yeah, I
wasn't even the
could.
main event.
Do we think that this year's G1 he goes all the way if he's in it?
No way.
Not yet.
No, he not yet. Gabe, I could see him getting to like the quarterfinal, the semifinal.
Mm.
I actually was thinking about this. I don't know what's going to be going on with the G1 this year. How they're going to do it, who's going to be in it. But my early, my way too early prediction to win the G1 is Yota Tsuji.
Okay.
Yota Tsuji is the most equipped young new talent they have, and he's the one that's most ready to go and be the next top guy. He's more ready than Shota, Gabe, Yuya Uemura, Ren Narita. He is the next top guy coming up. Gabe is right there, but it's Yoda right now. It's Yoda Tsuji. I wouldn't even be surprised if it would be a Yoda Tsuji Gabe Kid final. I wouldn't even be surprised if that was the case. But I think Tsuji right now is the most equipped to have that spot. I think he's more equipped than Shota, and Shota ended up getting the main event the other night. But then we had the main event: Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet. Good match. Pretty good. I mean, no one thought Ricochet was going to beat Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. Zack ended up beating him. He tied this guy up. Ricochet verbally submitted. But yeah, it was a great show. I liked Dynasty a lot better than I did Wrestle Kingdom this year, because obviously they had the Kenny and Gabe match. But both shows were just both very good. But with Zack, he's been having a great title, and he's the first ever foreign champion to ever walk in and walk out of the Tokyo Dome as the champion. Kenny didn't even do that. So that's a little piece of history right there. But yeah, good stuff from both shows. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Ricochet and Zack because that they had to follow Kenny and Gabe. That probably fucking sucked. But there was a little bit of drama coming out of the show because Chris Charlton, the British commentator of New Japan, he the entire night of Wrestle Dynasty was really trying to get over like the feud between AEW and New Japan throughout his commentary, that he was kind of like saying shit that was like,
come on.
Shit. I don't know. Well, I really enjoyed. I think Chris Charlton's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he is.
So especially during the Gabe Kid Kenny match, I thought he was fantastic. But throughout the entire night, he was making comments about AEW and but also Rocky Romero was on commentary, basically countering his points, and then Walker Stewart, who was in the middle of it. But what happened is that he said some things that rubbed a lot of New Japan officials the wrong way. And he ended up getting a 2-month suspension for it, because he did call Tony Khan a money mark. He called. He said, "What is Jay White, Okada, Ospreay? What have they done since in AEW since leaving New Japan?" He made some other comments about how the Continental Classic can't stack up to the G1, which that is I think that's fine. Like the money mark thing, I don't think he should have said that, because that's just kind of like Twitter speak. But everything else, I was like, all right, that's not that bad. But New Japan, and a lot of people think, oh, Tony Khan put the call in. That's not what happened. New Japan, I mean, Tony can't punish a guy that doesn't work for him.
To be honest, if Tony heard it, he probably been like, okay, you want this, like, okay, you're building this feud. That's cool.
Yeah, New Japan ended up making the call to suspend him, which I'm like, all right, well, I don't know about that. I think he did take it a little overboard sometimes, but
I think 2 months is a bit overboard.
I think free Chris Charlton. I think he was fine. I didn't think it was anything that crazy. I know, like, if people say, well, what if Tony Schiavone said this about New Japan on commentary, the reaction would be a whole lot different.
Well, Tony Schiavone clapped back at Chris Charlton on Twitter, which I think it's probably why.
But here's the thing: do I think Tony Schiavone knows the intricacies of what he was trying to do with this?
I don't 100% think so.
I think he read up on it on Twitter. He saw it. He probably told the guy to fuck off, and that was it. Like I don't really. That's why he deleted it probably.
I did see Shivani's tweet. Do us all a favor and take a shower. That popped me.
But what this, I mean, I just think it was completely overblown.
Yeah, I can agree that I agree that
And
like 2 months
that's
is a bit overboard. Like give him a month or even give him maybe like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that's the thing too that I want to preface here. Like Yoda Suji and Gabe Kidd on the build up to the show were saying the same shit that he did. So he was kind of just echoing the sentiments of Yoda Suji and Gabe Kidd. Yoda Suji before Okada left, he went up to Okada's face. He basically told him to go fuck himself because he didn't put anybody over on his way out. So it's really like this isn't like a new thing. So I didn't really like I didn't really think this was that big of a deal, but whatever. But yeah, the only other piece of news that we have is that there was a report made tonight about Malachi Black, which we'll get into more at the start of when we talk about the show. That he might be finishing up with AEW. Obviously, we don't know because Malachi obviously has gone on record and saying, "Don't trust any of these news sites unless I say it. Don't really believe it." But I thought this was probably going to be the case already, and what they did tonight on the show kind of supports that. So we'll see. But that just brings us into the show tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So we opened Dynamite tonight. There was a Dynamite tonight, by the way. Maximum Carnage. We opened with.
That's next week.
That's next
oh,
week.
my
Man.
bad.
So okay, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so we opened on a black screen with a clang of like metal. Did anyone else get that on their feed?
No.
Because okay, on the Max feed it was like black and then a clang of metal. I heard.
No, I didn't get
Did
that.
Darby get thrown down another flight of stairs?
I'm gonna go back to the feed just to hear real quick, see if it pops up again.
Oh, actually, question. Does it re-upload or right away, or does it just kind of as soon as the show ends, you're able to start it from the beginning?
You can jump into it at any point when it's live, but right now I think you gotta wait until the West Coast feed is done, and then you're gonna get the non-Spanish commentary. Because right now, I'm pretty sure it's just Spanish commentary. I can double check that. Because I want to see if it popped up again.
The only reason I ask is I was just checking Max to find. Yeah, I wonder if they uploaded this yet, and it was there. But then again, this was yesterday, so just the thought that popped into my head.
Okay, never mind. It was a black screen, and it was just the AEW chants. I misinterpreted that. Because one, I didn't have the volume up all the way, and I was like slightly tuned to a different thing, so I thought it was like something happening off camera, and they were gonna address it later. And I was like, oh, I guess they never addressed it. I guess, whoops, something happened.
They should have just been like technical difficulties.
But yeah, so we opened up on an insanely hot match. We had none other than Will Ospreay taking on Buddy Matthews. I made the same mistake that fucking Ospreay did because that got caught in my brain.
Wow, 2 Freudian slips of the same thing.
Listen, I actually see in my head I was saying Matthews, but then the other part of the brain was like, nope. So yeah, so we had Buddy Matthews taking on Will Ospreay. God, if you gave this match like the G1 type shit, oh, it would hit like fucking crack.
Yeah, and that's part of the. I mean, once this match was announced, I was very, very excited, and I mean, it didn't disappoint. The match was fucking great. But let me tell you something though, they're absolutely going again because I mean, just they held so much back.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
happy they did because they're gonna have a lot bigger match and a lot bigger spot, and it was just extremely evident that they were holding back.
Someone said that Ospreay should have like an AEW branch of the United Empire, and like start off with Buddy. Have that be the first plant.
Wouldn't be against it.
Yeah, maybe. I
It's
mean, he has a
possible.
couple guys, yeah. But Osprey, he ended up beating Buddy, with a with a hidden blade, where Buddy basically accepted defeat, and just got hit by it. After the match, he gave his props to Buddy Matthews. He said, "Listen, I know you have what it takes to be a tag champion or a trios champion, but if you ever want singles gold, um, I know you could do it yourself without Malachi or Brody. So if you ever need somebody to help you with that, I'm here." Basically, what he said. And so back to the Malachi thing, with maybe him leaving, and I think Buddy would be on his own by then, which and then, well, Osprey also let him have the ring at the end, and he gave the ring to Buddy, and I've been asking for this for a number of years now with the Buddy Matthews singles push, and we're finally getting it. We got teased a little bit at Full Gear, and before that when he was getting like singles matches and he was getting really good reactions, and he teased like something's coming. So, but yeah, we're getting the Buddy Matthews singles push. I'm very happy. Put him in the ring with Kenny. Put him in the ring with Pac. Put him in the ring with Takeshita. Put him in the ring with Jay White, Hangman. I can go down. I can go on the list. But,
In all honesty, though, I kind of hope this leads down to like a farewell setup for Malachi, and it's gonna be Malachi and Osprey.
yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe if he hasn't finished up already, Malachi,
True.
that is.
Very true.
So
I
if he hasn't
think
finished up yet already, then maybe. But if he has, then, well, that's.
I think
mean,
one more
yeah, but
match,
whatever.
especially like, if they give him like a match with Osprey, I think he probably would be like, yeah, why not? It's the last one.
That's if they ask him to do it, because the
Of course,
AEW
of
really
course.
isn't keen on having sending guys off to WWE like that. They did it maybe
True.
a couple times with like they did one. I know we like what fucking Jade.
Yeah,
I know
Cody.
Jade did. Yeah, Cody. See, Cody at that time we didn't even know that was his last match. That night we knew it was Jade's last match. Like
True.
Cody was like, and plus that was unprecedented at the time. Like seeing Cody leave the company, that was like inconceivable. But
And then I love how, looking back at that after all these years, it really shouldn't have come as much as a surprise.
it really shouldn't have.
He pigeonholed himself and he knows it.
But anyway, after this, we had what do we have, Mike?
Well, they had a short. Unfortunately, I didn't catch either of the shows, the New Japan shows, but they had a short recap of Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty, where kind of just talking, everyone was either shown in the vignette or talked about, of just recapping what happened. And then we had Private Party with mini or wannabe celebration with
The Huz.
yeah, there was a good looking girl there. Yeah, I'll say it.
But anyway, they're celebrating in a little lounge thing. But here comes the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP to basically ruin it and say, hey, we're gonna be taking the tag title soon.
And
then
Bobby Lashley basically does.
Yeah. Then
Ew.
Bobby ended up.
I was kind of hoping you forgot to put the cap on. It was gonna go.
See, that's what I wanted you to think.
I was hoping for your cap to be off and you just ruin your entire fucking floor.
Bobby ended.
You would have just seen me go, oh.
Bobby ended up having a match after this with Mark Briscoe. After the match, Bobby won with the Hurt Lock. After the match, the rest of the syndicate came up and started beating down Mark. Private Party then ran all of them off. So they're setting up a Shelton and Bobby versus Private Party tag team title match.
I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like they don't do this enough with people like stablemates on commentary. Just like, whoa, what is this? He's blatantly cheating. Ref, what are you doing?
No, they did like whenever they have Jericho on commentary, he does that.
Yeah, Jericho.
Yeah, but MVP was much more convincing.
Matt Menard when there's a fucking Garcia match.
I don't know. This one stood out for some.
Speaking of which, it was cool to see Garcia to work a little bit heel during Collision on Saturday. because the crowd really was behind Briscoe a lot more than Garcia. It was fun.
After this, we had the Casino Gauntlet match.
Which was a very, very fun match, as always is, the Casino Gauntlet. We're gonna get another. It's funny, we get 3 in a short span of time. We had one on the New Japan show, we had one tonight, and then we're gonna have one next week. For the first time, a women's one. But yeah, this was a great Casino Gauntlet. Enjoyed it. I started off with Jay White, which we knew he was gonna start it since he won the match last night. Last week.
Hey, he could have wrestled last night. You never know.
Yeah, get the spot. But it was Jay White and Hangman Adam Page to start. Then came in Wheeler Yuta. Then came in Ricochet. Then
With a nice swerve in his intro, pun intended.
Yeah. Then came in Adam Cole. Then Daniel Garcia, Roderick Strong,
Powerhouse
Lance
Hobbs
Archer.
before Roderick Strong.
Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Kyle O'Reilly, and then Jeff Jarrett. The match was
Who
just-
never made it to the match, by the way.
So Jeff Jarrett never made it into the ring because Wheeler Yuta dispelled him. But the match ended with Powerhouse Hobbs hitting a spine buster to Kyle O'Reilly, and it's going to be next week. It's going to be at Maximum Carnage. It's going to be John Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs for the title. It's a nice little buffer match before they get to the pay-per-view match with Adam Copeland, presumably. But yeah, the one thing that was evident during this match is that there was people were asking about it, people were trying to think about it, like speculating about it. There was no Speedball Mike Bailey. He was actually playing fucking a card game on Twitch as the match was going on.
He was playing Baltro?
Yeah, and then he said people are, and then somebody in the comments saying like, "Are you there?" And I was like, "I don't know, I might be backstage." He's like, guys, this is real shameless behavior. It was actually mad funny. The clips are on Twitch. He's like, somebody in the chat said, people are disappointed that you're not there. He's like, oh, well, that's okay. But yeah, he was having fun playing a card game at home. He was not in the Casino Gauntlet match. That would have been something though. That if he had like recorded a stream and played it live, and then he was actually there, that would have been something. That's like fucking 40.
And he just like prepared, like knowing that people were gonna ask him if he was there.
Yeah,
That'd been fun. Or hell, if he said, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Puts up a BRB screen, goes out the match, comes back.
Comes back in full gear. So yeah, guys, I just wrestled.
Powerhouse Hobbs won this match. As he's leaving, here comes Jeff Jarrett. Now all of a sudden wearing a T-shirt. He wasn't wearing that during the entrance.
Well, first off, Renee gets in the ring and basically, mini interview, like very, very short. Just like, so, what's the deal with next week? You got the title match. What's going on? And he's like, first off, I'm gonna shoot real quick. Moxley's the main reason I'm here, and 2, I'm gonna make John Moxley my bitch next week.
And Renee wasn't really too happy about that comment. If you looked at her, she wasn't having that shit.
She plays that off pretty well.
And fucking Hobbs was staring at it. He's like, "Yeah, I said that shit." But anyway, Christian.
Still has the contract.
Yeah, Christian Cage still has the contract, so there's that in play. But I don't think that's gonna be. That shit is not gonna be absolutely nothing to do with next week, because obviously that's why Adam Copeland is a part of this match. A part of whenever they do the Moxley Copeland match, which is gonna happen on a pay-per-view.
It's probably gonna be Grand Slam,
some way or fashion. That or either Revolution. Yeah.
What would be?
Grand Slam is the 15th, right? February?
Yeah.
How big is the crowd for Grand Slam in Australia? How big is that arena?
I don't
Stadium?
know. It's not a stadium show anymore. I know. They changed it.
They changed that a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So it's like
also
probably like a very small football pitch type area.
I actually don't know what the building looks like, to be honest.
I'll do some due diligence real quick.
So before we get to the next match, with this match being set next week. Wasn't the last time these two wrestled, it was for the IWGP World Heavyweight
Yes,
Championship?
it was, and that's where Hobbs got hurt. He was in Daly's place. That's the match Hobbs hurt his knee.
So after next week, we're going to learn one of two things. One, either Hobbs is going to get hurt again, which I hope is not the case, or two, he should just politic backstage to face Jon Moxley every single week, because apparently there's going to be a title on the line. So,
Maybe. But yeah, then we had Jeff Jarrett talking about his goals, but he gets interrupted very early by MJF, and MJF comes out and he says, "Hey, listen, you want to win the world title? I could help you. I could do this, this, and that for you." He disrespects Tennessee. He disrespects Jeff Jarrett, but he says, "Listen, I can help you get to the title, and when you will get the title, let me be the first one to get a shot." And basically, Jeff Jarrett's like, "Listen, I know you. I know who you are and what you've done. So fuck off." So because literally MJF was trying to make him make a deal with the devil is what's going on. But MJF is probably not gonna like that. I don't know about probably. He doesn't like that. So him and Jeff Jarrett are probably gonna be a little program coming up very soon. But the big thing that was revealed here is that Jeff's contract is also only for 1 year, which we speculated on. So
yeah, that wasn't too surprising.
yeah. So, but yeah, after this we had.
Oh, right before that, we had a Hook versus Christian vignette, which is happening next week. I feel like this has been going on for like almost a year now. I feel like this has been a thing for a long time. After that, we had the recap of the Death Riders throwing Darby down the stairs backstage at Hammerstein Ballroom. Darby's still a maniac because that was the second time that's happened. Then we had Cope come out for a promo. Basically calls out Jon Moxley. Is like, "I'm going to get my hands on you because you attacked FTR. They're my boys. You don't attack my boys. That's a good reason to go after somebody." And out come the Death Riders. And, I was terrible at taking notes here because I was watching. But initially, Mox, Claudio, and Yuta, who was still, recovering from the Casino Gauntlet match, they come out through the crowd. They finally get to the ringside area, and then they didn't cut away quick enough because I caught this in real time. All you see is FTR coming out of the crowd where they entered into the seating area, and fight ensues. Moxley finds his way into the ring, mini skerfuffle with Cope. Marina Shafir grabs his right leg. He gets hit in the back with the briefcase by Pac, who teleported, apparently, and they beat up on him. I'm looking forward to this singles match, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, looking at the capacity of both arenas, Crypto Bro Bullshit Arena, and then the one in Australia.
Still Staples Center to me.
So Australia's, where they're hosting Grand Slam, it is about a 13,500 capacity arena. Staples Center is about 20,000, so they might have it at Staples Center for the bigger crowd.
Well, that doesn't mean it's going to be just because it's a bigger stadium.
I'm
just be a bigger crowd.
I'm just tossing it up.
It depends on how much they open up, but yeah, Hobbs made the save here, so that's the thing with Copeland and FTR here. They need help. So they have Powerhouse Hobbs now. I do want to mention this, which it could play a factor into all this because of Marina. Beth Phoenix is out of her Legends deal with WWE.
Really?
Actually, I don't know if it's a Legend deal, but she's out of a contract with WWE.
Oh god.
Because Legends deals, you're allowed to work elsewhere, but I think she's out of a contract with WWE. I'm not saying she's coming back to wrestle, but she could come back to
do the spots
Marina
with
Shafir, because she could still go. She still wrestled recently. I mean, she did stuff with Rhea Ripley when they were doing the Judgment Day stuff when she was when Rio.
Because that's another thing too. Because because you need a female here to at least go after Marina, because I don't think they want to keep doing the intergender stuff for this. Because we got that. Because we got that one time,
one spot with Jay White, yeah.
and that's probably all we're ever gonna get.
Yeah, that, and then Willow usually is the only one to really stand up to her. But I really think that that's a high possibility that Beth Phoenix shows up and just is the person to just dispatch a Marina, not come to AEW to be a wrestler, but to just dispatch a Marina. But yeah, they got ran off, and that was all she wrote. After this,
you had Mariah May in the back. She's trying to cut a promo basically saying, I'm going to burn this women's division down. And who do we hear in the background? None other than Harley Cameron. And she basically... This woman is smarter than she looks and acts, because she basically wiggled herself into a match on TV. On TV. Fucking... Don't twist my words against me, Zach. Because she basically... said, yeah, how about we wrestle next week, and if I win, maybe a title shot.
Hot woman grabs.
She basically...
That's gonna be slapped on a t-shirt by the end of the week.
It's been on a t-shirt. It's been on multiple t-shirts already. That's
really
a Twitter thing. That was a Twitter thing when Mariah came into the company.
Zach, here was my reaction when she said that. I'm just watching it, and I'm just going...
Jesus fucking Christ, man!
I literally just go,
But so it's gonna be I think it's a fun match. Harley Cameron is definitely gonna be she was a late comer for breakout star of 2024. I think she has a chance to be a breakout this year. I feel she got over with the crowd very naturally, very organically.
I mean, you could definitely put her into the newcomer of the year conversation.
Yes, because remember she was on QTV.
Oh yeah, and those awful
segments back when the Factory
had some respect.
Had some respect, but then lost all respect. So yeah. But hey, Harvey Cameron's gonna lose this match, obviously, but it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
Then after this, we led into the women's gauntlet contender for the #1 seed between Toni Storm, the rookie, taking on Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, this is for who's gonna be first in next week in the women's casino gauntlet.
And I am surprised about the outcome.
This was a good match. Happy that the three women. I mean, this was a great triple threat, and this could have been a pay-per-view match.
Oh yeah.
These three women, these are three women that can go. Willow was just in Japan, so it was cool to see her recently. But Chris Statlander ended up picking up the victory. She pinned Toni Storm, which that's the thing. I don't think Toni Storm needs to be protected because the character she's playing right now is she's a rookie, she's new, so it's she could take pins. And the promo she cut afterwards was perfect for that. She's new to this. She's brand new. She's a rookie. So she's losing, and that's fine. So it's her character has completely
complete amnesia.
It's her character has completely barred her from having a loss affect her, because we all know that how good she is and how good she can be. It's just she doesn't know that because of what's going on right now. But yeah, Stat's gonna have the first entry, which is good because Stat obviously can go. She can handle a match of that length with that many people. But yeah, after this we had Toni cut a promo basically maybe it's not Toni time, maybe it can't be Toni time all the time, maybe I don't know. So it looks like she's gonna change in some way, or she has the
chance to do the Mick Foley spot in this gauntlet if she so feels like it.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Not yet. I don't think she should go timeless yet. They gotta build that. That's gotta be.
Well, no, even what? Come on. So she only has really two gimmicks that people know of. You have the Rocker, and you have Timeless. She didn't have anything else before the WWE besides,
No, it was really she was just kind of just a
The
regular girl.
rocker. Okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have her. I wouldn't. Timeless Tony Storm does not need to be seen until
At least double or nothing.
Until
not
Tony
even that. No,
Storm
no, not even
suffers
that.
a
And no,
kayfabe head injury.
no, not even that. No, just until the story calls for it, and until she gets back to Mariah, because that's the whole story. She's a rookie. She needs to fight her way to the top, and guess who's at the top?
And for all we know, too, at this point, even to play 4D chess with this gimmick, she could just be just doing a method acting as well. Still be timeless and do method acting.
She could, but
That's not completely out of the question.
she did say that on Talk is Jericho that she's like timeless Tony is her real self, and she was just playing like Tony Storm that we've seen before timeless Tony Storm. But I don't know. But that was months before this gimmick happened. The new change happened. So I don't know if that was a hint. I don't think that was a hint or anything because it was on fucking Talk is Jericho. So and she was in character. So but yeah, I don't know yet. But I'm pretty sure that brought us to our main event segment.
Yes, sir.
And this
that
was
the return of the King, the return of the GOAT, Kenny
the
Omega
best
with
bout
his
machine.
brand new Titantron, his brand new Final Fantasy music.
I was
sounds
expecting
incredible.
our classic Justin
Outcry.
Roberts. Well, no, our classic Justin Roberts intro for him.
I think that might be done with right now, at least because he's more of a serious character right now. And that was back when he was kind of goofy. Not goofy, but like not as serious as he is right now. He and yeah, I mean, to the promo he cut, it was kind of like a somber-ish promo. So I don't know if that's what they were trying to go for, but the promo he cut was real good. So he starts off. He said, "Listen, I'm glad to be back." He obviously, we all know what happened with the diverticulitis diagnosis. He thought he was going to die if he didn't get it checked out soon enough. He didn't know if he could ever wrestle again, but he ended up being able to wrestle again. He tested himself in the Tokyo Dome against Gabe Kidd, and he says, "I can't live without the people, and I'm not alive if I'm not in here doing this." And before he really gets into the meat of things, here comes Don Callis. And
fucking
Don
brown
comes
note.
out walking, and then fucking Kenny does not even bat an eye. He jumps out of the ring and starts going after Don Callis. He starts beating on him. He starts beating the shit out of Don Callis. But here comes Brian Cage and Lance Archer and Kyle Fletcher to try to put a stop to Kenny. They ended up beating Kenny and they punched him in the stomach. That's gonna be the thing in all of Kenny's matches now is that Kenny's gonna have to sell his stomach a lot in his abdomen region because of the diverticulitis. I mean, he's not the first wrestler to do it.
Brock did it.
The only other wrestler that really is like prominent that had a diverticulitis
Lesnar
diagnosis was Brock Lesnar, and even in those matches, like I remember WrestleMania 29 against Triple H, like they were selling Brock's stomach because he almost died from diverticulitis.
Oh my god! I almost forgot that match happened. Jesus Christ!
So
there was another match they had too. There was a match at SummerSlam. They had
probably better.
I mean, they did it in the Finn Balor match at the Royal Rumble. Brock, his main selling thing is his stomach because he had diverticulitis. So Kenny is going to be doing the same thing.
And if we have anything to base this off of, when he first came back after all the surgeries, I mean, the guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
so.
and I mean, he was already doing it masterfully in the Gabe Kidd match.
I still need to go back and watch that.
Do it soon because I had to put New Japan subscription on pause for a bit until I pay off my credit card.
But
Gotcha.
What's it called?
Sorry, busy weekend.
They were about to hit Kenny with a chair. I believe they're about to get him up. But here comes none other than Will Ospreay to scare off the Don Callis family, and then Don Callis family runs off, and then Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay have a face off in the ring to go off the air. I mean that's what are you gonna? I mean, what do you say to that? Those are the two best wrestlers on the planet, two of the best wrestlers of all time, and they're facing down. These two are one apiece of each other. They're gonna end up having to team up against the Don Callis family, and then when it's all said and done,
They're gonna have to go again to settle this to settle this in a rubber match. So I'm very excited for this is going because they're basically telling you, hey, you're getting a third Osprey Omega match.
That's
And,
probably
I
going to
mean,
be
so
at Forbidden Door.
I'd pay ticket pricing to sit on my couch to watch that match. So,
The
yes.
thing, probably like this year, probably we're getting Omega Okada at All In, and then
Yeah.
if
Ospreay.
possible, Osprey and Omega probably at Forbidden Door, because in London.
No, well, they could do that. I think it might happen a little sooner. than that. I think maybe Double or Nothing.
Or
I
All
don't
Out.
know- Yeah, well, I don't know if you're gonna wait that long for Forbidden Door again because if they do Forbidden Door, I mean, Osprey and Omega has happened on Forbidden Door, and it's not like a New Japan versus AEW match. And they would probably, and Kenny also has said this. It's one of my, I've said on this podcast numerous times. I have 2 dream matches, one of which happened. It was Danielson Osprey. My other one was Shingo and Omega. Kenny even said in his post-match comments he wants a match with Shingo. It has never happened before.
Okay, so that's
the match of Forbidden Door. It has to be him and Shingo. Has to be. So that's why I'm thinking this is going to happen a lot early, like Double or Nothing or Dynasty.
Well, yeah. When is Dynasty again?
Dynasty last year was what?
October.
No.
No, that was Wrestle Dream, I think.
Yeah.
Oh. Dynasty was
no,
what? Just a few days ago.
Dynasty was Dynasty was.
No, that was early.
Yeah, Dynasty. No, yeah, Dynasty
April?
was. Yeah, I think it was in April.
Was it before Double or Nothing?
Yes, it was. It was the second one of the year, because Dynasty was
Osprey Danielson.
Danielson Osprey. It was April 21st.
Didn't Dynasty just happen?
That was Wrestle Dynasty.
Wrestle Dynasty.
Okay.
Wrestle Dream happened.
Well, AEW Dynasty was April 21st of last year.
Okay.
But Dynasty, I
damn.
think Dynasty or Double or Nothing, you might want to go there for that. So, but that's what I do. But I'm very happy to have Kenny Omega match. He's going to be wrestling next week against Brian Cage. I can't wait. I love this guy, and I can't wait to see him. I mean, I don't think he's going to be fucking around this year. This is going to be singles Omega. This is going to be the cleanest. Guy's got fucking Final Boss music, not fucking around. So I cannot wait. So very excited to have Kenny Omega back, my favorite wrestler. Rest of the week.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Hangman Adam Page. He's doing good shit. He has a nice pay-per-view match setting up. He's gonna be taking on probably CD Christopher Daniels at Revolution. Yeah,
I retire him too.
Yeah, that would actually make the most sense. You retire him in LA.
LA, yep.
And
that's what I thought when I saw the angle.
I would love, even though that's not going to happen, you have two of his best friends in the crowd in his corner, if they can get them. You get Scorpio Sky. And
isn't Scorpio still? Yeah,
Scorpio's still under contract, and Frankie works for TNA, so I mean they can get Frankie. I mean, obviously he's been on NXT a little bit, but they can still get Frankie.
Because I think having
TNA is willing to work with people on WWE.
I think you get the SCU reunion one last time for this farewell match.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hangman Adam Page.
Is the worst town I've ever
been in LA. It's the best town he's ever been in.
Fuck California. Wrestler of the week. Let's go with JEFF JARRETT.
Jeff Jarrett, not a bad pick.
For me, I'm gonna go with Gabe Kidd. Had the best match of his career, best match of his life, a performance of a lifetime. I mean, it's so good he even got it tattooed on him.
He's now
Kenny Omega.
He's pretty much a made man.
He's a made man. He was unbelievable. And that guy has been busting his ass. I've been a big fan of his. He was actually the first young lion I watched his first match from start to finish. Like his young lion match and his farewell, his excursion. I saw it all. So seeing Gabe Kidd at this point is just really rewarding to see. So Gabe Kidd.
All right, guys. We appreciate you all for watching. We will catch you guys next week for another rendition of this show.
I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right. You gotta do some shit, don't you?
Union holiday party that for some reason is not before Christmas, but free food. So, yeah.
All right, yeah. So yeah, it'd be me and Christian running the helm. So thank you guys.
Hope it's a good show next week.
It should be. It normally is. All right, guys. Peace out.